Welcome my Love Light Lifers, Natty T here, your vibrational coach, and I help artists, freelancers and entrepreneurs use the law of attraction to create. And today we are doing a general tarot read on 000. If you're seeing the repeating number 000, this is a general read that just might resonate for you. I want to say welcome back to all my returning subscribers and to my newbies. If you've just showed up just now, welcome, and hope you hang around, hit that subscribe button so we can have some more fun together and get you creating so well. Today we're talking about 000. Now I've already done a video on the vibrational frequency of 0. And if you are seeing zeros, what it might mean to you. If you haven't seen that video, I would suggest that you go and check that one out. You can click on the card just up here if you would like to see that video. Otherwise, we're going to do a general tarot read based on that. If you've never done a general tarot read before, if you've never seen one and you don't know what they're like, basically, you're going to know if this applies to you because it's going to resonate. It's going to sound like you. It's going to basically feel like, hey, yeah, that sounds like me. Hey, yeah, that sounds like where I'm going. Don't put too much stock on whether or not what's true and what's not. You basically want to use this to reflect back your own vibration, see what you're resonating with, and see where you're going. We're going to pick an outcome card and find out an outcome for your situation if you are resonating. But do understand that this is the law of attraction. We're just looking at the vibrations that have happened so far and what you're lining up with now. That can change. So let's get into it and find out what our read is. One sec, they're sliding slightly to the side there. So we're going to just pop you guys back up there a little bit. That's better. Alright, so in the major arcana, 0, the 0 card is the full card. We're backwards, but I will flip it for you. So this is our full card. The full card is basically about taking a leap of faith. It's about new beginnings. It's about naivety, and it's about basically letting go of stuff. The Fool here has no baggage. If you have seen any of the Rider-Waite tarot, you know that usually he has a little stick with, at the end of it, he's got a little tiny satchel with all his belongings in it. This particular card, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't even have his trademark dog with him. However, there is a bird who is watching over him as he goes to take that leap off of the side of the cliff. So if we're having a look at this particular card, what we're noticing here, especially in this imagery, is that although this fool seems to be wanting to run off the side of the cliff and really doesn't care that he could be plummeting to his death, there's that little bird up in the corner there that seems like it might be just looking after him. It might be ready to swoop in if something does go wrong. So this is a card that says, hey, if you're wanting to start new things, if you're starting new things, this is an amazing card. And this is what our overall energy is going to be if you're seeing zeros, because it is the 0 card of the major arcana. And it's telling us that if you're resonating with this particular reading, you are in fact looked after. The fact that you are so carefree and not worrying too much about what's going on, that you're sort of leaving things up to fate or however it comes to you, and not being too overbearing in over controlling in the situation. And if you are being over controlling in your situation, if you're finding that, hey, that's not me, I'm very controlling, this is a card to tell you that you shouldn't be. That it's okay to just have fun and take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and just enjoy the journey. So we're going to pull some cards here, and we're going to get the first card out. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. If you are resonating today, what we've got for you, this is you at the moment, 10 of Pentacles. And this is pretty much the best card you could want in your career, because it doesn't just talk about lots of pentacles, which is lots of coins, which is lots of money, lots of time, lots of resources, but they're being handled well, they're balanced, and there are people around you that you are enjoying this with. So at the moment, if you're seeing those 000, you are already in a pretty cool place. And it may not seem like that from the outside, what is actually happening is that this is representing you, because this is perhaps even how you're feeling. It could also be resonating, could be being reflected back to you, because this is where your focus is. This is where your vibration is. If you're not seeing this right now, this is how you're feeling. And if you're not feeling this way, this is where you're focused. And it's only a matter of time before this is who you are. Okay? Which doesn't have to mean, although there's a lot of pentacles in that picture, it doesn't have to mean that you're going to be a billionaire. Or that you are a billionaire. It just means that you are really feeling the abundance, not just of the money that's flowing in, but the people who are around you, the friends, the family, the community, and you're sitting pretty at the moment. So this is a really good card for you to get as your current self, okay? This is who you are, even if it's not what's being reflected back to you exactly. This is who you are. This is who you're feeling like. This is who you're projecting, and it's basically representative of you. So let's get on to our recent past. Ooh, okay. This is an interesting one. In the recent past, we've got the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is a card that doesn't seem to translate to career, but it does, okay? Especially this particular Lovers card. Now, depending on what deck that you're working with, as to what your Lovers card will look at like. And this particular deck has this wonderful image of this guy here. And if you have a look, he's got an apple in one hand, and he's choosing between 3 girls, okay? It looks like he's taking himself a bit of a journey. As you can see, he's got that stick in his hand. It looks like he's taken a bit of a journey. He's been walking. He's been gone for a while. This is not something that has just kind of happened. It is something that, the camera keeps talking. It's not something that has just plopped into his lap. He's taken a journey and he's arrived here. And now he has a choice between 3 different women. And if you have a look at these women, they're all very different. Okay, so in your career at the moment, you are wanting to choose, because Lovers are also about choices. You're wanting to choose between, it may be 3 things. It may be very synchronistic for you. And you might want to go and watch the video on 3 if that's the case. But even if it's not that synchronistic, it may just be that you're having to make a choice in your business right now. And it could be anything from the very synchronistic in, say, these are 3 projects you need to choose from, or 3 companies you need to work with, you might want to work with, and you've got to choose 1 out of 3. Or it also could be that you just have a choice. In other words, should I keep going with this, or should I stop? Should I start my own business, or should I not? It also might be you have 5 different projects. You might have 10. It doesn't specifically matter the details. This is a general read, but it is telling us that you have 1 apple, and you need to put it somewhere. You want to give it to someone, okay? And that is symbolic of your time and your attention, okay? This is the apple for the teacher. This is where you're going to put your time and your energy and your focus into one of these things. And so at the moment, just in the recent past, you've come across this particular decision that you've had to make. Now, just because I say it's in the recent past, time is fluid, doesn't mean that it is in the recent past. It might be that it's literally happening to you now, or it might happen to you tomorrow, but chances are that somewhere around this particular time, you are going to be faced with a choice, okay? And this is a major arcana card, so chances are if this is resonating with you, this is not just, should I change my brand colors? Although if that's a big choice for you, that is a big thing. If you've got a well-established company happening, one sec, we're going to shift you because, oh, peeps, there we go. If you have a rather large company already, personal brand, something like that, you may be wanting to rebrand. That could be huge. It might be something big like that, but not something small. This is a major arcana. Whatever choice you make here, it's going to impact you and your business in a big way, and things won't be the same after you make this choice. But at this point with the Lovers, it hasn't been made yet. You haven't made this choice yet, unless you are seeing it as past energy in the sense that when it comes up, that's when you've got the choice to make. If you're here now, you haven't made the choice. You may have made the choice. Okay, so let's see what's going to flip out for us for the present energy. Ooh. Okay, so this is landed face down on the table, which for me, the way that I read that is this is something that isn't seen. Even though it may be happening right now, you may not be aware that it is happening. And we've got the Knight of Swords, okay? And if you have a look at this card, we've actually got two people on this. There's two knights on that particular horse, which is unusual. I think it's the only card that I know that has two people on a core card in the sense of representing the same character. So this isn't just fast, this is really, really fast, okay? Something is happening really, really fast, and it could be a person that is coming in very, very quickly with information, okay? It may be that you're needing information really, really quickly, okay? I need some information about this. But it also might be that you are unaware that there is some information coming to you right now, or it could be that you are wanting information right now and you don't know, you can't find that information. It feels like you don't have that information. It could be anything from you need marketing information, so I need to know where it is that my clients hang out. I need to know what to do with my projects when they're done. I want to know who's going to show my artwork. I need to know what kind of clients I should be looking for. Information, okay? But it's coming to you, okay? And it's coming really, really quickly. And it's most likely coming from a particular person or persons. So you may have a couple of people on the job, but this is just telling you that right now, whether you see it or not, chances are you don't see it, this information is coming to you. Even if you're looking for it and you don't think it's coming, it is coming. Or it may be that this has just arrived, this information. Now we'll find out a little bit more about the information, what it might be, and we'll clarify in a little minute. But we're now going to find out what others are seeing, or how others are coming towards you. And so we've just pulled out our Queen of Cups, which is really interesting because this is the Queen of Cups is probably the most loving card. It is a romantic card. It is somebody who has a lot of unconditional love. This is a really good card to have for others. What it means is that there's somebody who holds a lot of love for you, is a big player in your situation. Now, we're going to clarify a little bit, but to be honest, the Queen of Cups is a beautiful sort of card to get in a love reading. Not sure in a career reading whether or not the emotions that come with this particular person are going to be a good thing or a bad thing. But let's just say that she's very loving, and that's never a bad thing. So it may just be that you may be bringing your partner in on your business, or it might be that maybe going to start dating somebody that you have previously worked with, or something like that is going to start impacting your business. At the moment, it might just also be that people are loving what you're doing. So we'll get a little bit more clarity on that. One second. We will get a little bit more clarity on that in a minute. But we're going to move on to the immediate future. Again, even though we're talking about time here, it is fluid. So again, we've got a face down, something that you don't see. Okay. So in the immediate future, you've got a little hiding Four of Swords. And that's kind of a little bit of rest and recuperation. You may not know this, but maybe you've got some rest time coming up. Or maybe it is telling you that what you need to do is really just rest before you make this decision. Okay? So this is a big decision, and maybe you need to just sort of take some time and to contemplate. Don't make this decision sort of straight up out of the box. Take some time and sort of prep yourself. I'm feeling that this particular card is telling you that it's going to be, you're going to want to take some time and some rest. Now it might be a downtime also in between making the decision and sort of moving forward with it. Because with this Knight of Swords, we might be actually seeing that you make the decision really, really quickly. The Knight of Swords, swords are communication and their thoughts. So this may not be coming as somebody else. It may be that you partnered up with somebody else and you guys just make a decision. You know, maybe it's you, maybe both sides of yourself, your logic and your intuition are on the same page, and you make the decision really, really fast. Maybe it's a really easy decision for you to make. Maybe this is just telling you, hey, you know, because remember this one came out like this too. So maybe it is that you know, and you know, but you think that you don't, if you know what I mean. In other words, you're not trusting your intuition, you're not trusting your decision, and but you know. But whatever decision is made, it's made really, really quickly. It may also be that the decision has to do with somebody who has love for you, who has unconditional or romantic love for you, or that you have romantic feelings for them, or it just might be that people are loving this decision that you've made. But there's some downtime in the immediate future, and it might be that you really need to figure out how to approach the situation perhaps. But we'll find out a little bit more about that, and we'll pop in, we'll go and see what our outcome is. Okay, we got ourselves a little Page of Swords. Now this is interesting because our Page of Swords is he's very immature. He is communication, he is thoughts, he's very immature. This is the Stalker card, okay? maybe this is research. Maybe this is, we make a really quick decision, and after the decision is made, we realize, hey, guess what? I don't think we've got all of the information. I need more information. And first of all, we need to go within, we need to take some time and decide what we're going to do here. And then we go and we find the information. This is researching and study as well, as a bit of a stalker card. But it's a very immature energy, and so we have to be aware that this is nothing without some momentum. Is the best word I think for it. It needs some momentum. This is just the beginnings of something, a lot of research to do. So maybe it might even be telling if you make a hasty decision, you might be up for more trouble than what it's worth. Because if this ends here, if this is the outcome, you start researching it, and that's where it ends, that's not very far into our project, is it? Or into whatever it is that the decision that we made. So it might be that you may need to reconsider this. I think it all comes back to, at the moment, your Knight of Swords, making that decision too quickly. And it may be too late for you. Maybe you've already made it, and now you're wondering what it is that you've done. In this case, what I'm seeing here, after seeing the full spread, I'm wondering if perhaps there's somebody that you are a little sweet on, that you've got huge feelings for, that is influencing this particular decision, that, yeah, might not be a good thing. Not that they are particularly bad for you, but making decisions based on romantic feelings is not usually the way to go. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple of clarifiers. Let's find out, why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Alright. Okay. And we've got ourselves. Okay. Alright. For where you're sitting at the moment, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, we've got the Six of Pentacles, and the Star. Okay? So what you're not seeing, because the Star came out upside down, is that you're feeling Ten of Pentacles. You may not actually be there, but you're starting something new. So, or there's an offer, which might have to do with this here. There's an offer. There's something that's starting, and you might have to be quite generous about it. Okay, maybe it means you being generous, but there's a lot of hope. You have a lot of hope for it. And this is also a card that if we are looking at the Star as a person, this person may be somebody that you are absolutely, like, you have on an absolute pedestal. Okay? So you may have a chance to work with somebody that you really have always wanted to work with. Okay? Or you may have an opportunity that will cause you to be this amazing, wonderful star here. Okay? But it will mean you being very generous, or you may need someone to be generous to you. You may, which is why I'm feeling it's somebody coming to you and offering you something, and you're like, wow, this is an amazing opportunity. Either I'm going to get to work with somebody that I think is amazing, or I'm going to become somebody that's amazing. But this star came out like this, which means that it's not something that you see straight away. It's something that, even though you kind of feel this way, if you are embodying it, it's not something that you are focused on. Okay? Our lovers, tell us why our lovers are here. Tell us why our lovers are here, please. Okay. This came out. Ooh. Okay, so we've got King of Wands. We've got our Eight of Swords. And we've got our Chariot. Okay, So what this is really, really straightforward, okay? Our King of Wands is our entrepreneur, okay? This is telling you to be confident, move forward with confidence, get out of your head. Okay, you might be in your head about something, because this is not a good contemplative energy. This isn't, oh, I'm going to think about this and be careful and make a good decision. This is, it keeps going around and around and around, and I can't get it out of my head. I'm stuck. You're not really stuck. I mean, if you have a look at this guy, woe is me, woe is me. And this guy here, you're just looking at him like, you're a complete douche. It's like, you are not stuck. Will you stop with the theatrics, please? Okay, so what's going on this card is all of this being stuck in your head, and it's all because you need to embody this King of Wands Chariot energy, where you trust yourself enough to move forward confidently. But again, this is I believe that this is you. This brings us back also to our Fool, and that energy of the bird sort of looking after you. In other words, it doesn't matter sort of what happens, it's going to work out. Okay? It might take a little bit longer for some scenarios to come to than others, but it's going to work out. Okay, so we're going to move quickly, get out of your head, move. Which brings us to our Knight of Swords, which is really cool because that's our quick movement, which tells me that you're not going to stay in your head for too long, okay? Because in the recent past, you might have been in your head. If you're not out of your head about this already, you're going to be soon, okay? If you're just heading into your head about it, just stay there. Okay, so let's get some clarity on this Knight of Swords. Okay, this is cool. Alright, we've got one extra card. Okay, this one popped out by itself, which is interesting, because this is the Ace of Swords, which is a decision. It's his decision. This is your Knight of Swords decision, and it's a big decision. And we can tell that because if you have a look at this poor little girl here, she seems like she's so tiny, and there's such a big sword, and she might just topple over at any moment there. It's not an easy decision to make. It involves looking at a very much harsh truth, okay? And I think that this is what is standing in between this and this. This is what I'm seeing, okay? Getting out of your head and rushing forward. I mean, please understand, this is not a king. This is still a very, we're not quite, we don't have heaps of momentum in our project or our decision, but it's enough to go on. It goes places, okay? And in between there, we've got this. And what that is it's a harsh truth. That's basically it. If you can be real with yourself, you can make that decision. You can make it as fast as you believe you can make it. In other words, all you have to do is know that you can make it. All you have to do is go, hey, don't sit in your head about this. It is what it is. Deal with it that way. Okay, so and this is the interesting thing, because the next three cards that came out altogether was our Death card, our Tower card, and a Four of Cups, which says to me that the Death card, this is transformation. It's not a death. Nobody's dying, okay? It might be an ending, but it's definitely a transformation. But when you put it right next to the Tower, this is a shake-up. This is why this harsh truth has to be acknowledged, because it's going to pull down all of the foundations so that you can transform your situation. Whatever has to end will end, and it's a big thing. These are two major arcana cards. Something massive is going to just, and you need to deal with that harsh truth to make sure that this here runs as smoothly as possible. And with the Four of Cups, it's telling you that maybe there's something that an offer that you need to reject. Okay? And if we go back to our Lovers card here, we can see that there also may be multiple. There may be multiple offers that you need to reject. And it may not be easy. Okay? It may transform things in a pretty big way. So let's find out about our Queen of Cups here. What's she doing here? Because she's representing others in the equation. Okay? So it may be that this means that you may need to reject an offer from somebody that you care about a lot. And you may need to, yeah. Okay, I'm going to take that one because of what it is. Okay, all right. Okay, so we've got our Eight of Pentacles. This is the work card. We've got our Temperance, which says to balance. And here is our Crossroads. All right. But this is the most interesting one that flipped, because right next to our Queen of Cups, we've got a King of Cups. This means that it's most likely your significant other. And if they're not your significant other, this is the person you want to be your significant other. This is a romantic relationship. Romance is getting in the way here. And I only say getting in the way because we've got a Tower, we've got the Death card, we've got a decision that needs to be made. We've even got the Lovers card, which in a career reading probably has nothing to do with love, but might be indicative of the fact that we do have a situation where somebody that you can either consider a potential partner or somebody who is your spouse is coming into your reading. Now, what is happening here? Okay? Because it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. They don't need to be the one that is causing this Tower and Death. It may actually be that this partner of yours, this Queen or King of Cups, depending on which energy you embrace, masculine or feminine, this particular person might actually be of help to you with this decision. Because this is what I'm feeling, because having the Two Cups cards come out, the King and the Queen, I feel it denotes something very, very positive. And I think that what's really going on here is that the emotions are probably getting into your career. They're affecting your career. But I think for a few of you, we're looking at making sure that we're keeping it all business. Because we have our Eight of Pentacles, which is hard work, putting in the work, okay? And we have our Crossroads. Do we stay or do we go? But at the end of it, we have Temperance, which is telling us that in this situation, other people are going to help to balance you so that you can tell where to put your work. Okay, where to go, where to put your energy, your time, where to put in the work. But do be careful, because we do have this Tower and this Death card. Make sure that we're not making decisions based on romantic feelings. Just because somebody is your romantic partner doesn't mean that they would make a good business partner. So make sure that you're balanced in your decision. Okay? Alright, so let's see what our Four of Swords is here. Alright. Okay, interesting. We've got the Five of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So I'm going to grab us one more card. This is really interesting. Grab us one more card. There it goes. There it goes. Interesting. Okay. So again, we've got some emotions coming into this. which is our Page of Cups. Now this might be your child. If you are married, this might signify your child, because we have the King and the Queen of Cups, and we've got the Page of Cups now. So it might be a person, it might be a child. So in the immediate future, we may be taking a child into consideration, which might be why we are consorting with our romantic partners, our spouses, and so on and so on. But there's also might be a sweet message. It might be just a loving message. In other words, it might be that your little King or Queen of Cups is giving you a lovely message that might just help you to turn the wheel in your favor, because we've got some defeat here. But the defeat, this is winning at all costs or feeling defeated. Depending on the energies around it, you're either the defeated or the defeatee. But the main thing to know about this card, this is never fair. That's not a fair fight. There's this tiny little dude coming against this massive guy who has like 5 swords, and the other dude has no swords, and he's like, I've got all the swords, what are you going to do about it? and so that's our 5 of Swords. So it doesn't matter whether you're defeating or you're defeated. Not a nice energy. However, I think what's going on is that the wheel turns in your favor, and you get a nice little message that is going to help you out and turn that wheel. But it might mean that you need to, because this is clarifying our 4 of Swords, it might mean that you need to think about this a little bit. Maybe you need to get focused. Maybe you need to realign yourself. Maybe you need to shift some beliefs there, because this is very much a card of going within and recuperating and healing. Maybe something needs to be healed. Maybe there's a message that comes in from your little sweetheart that helps you to heal it, and we're turning this defeat in your favor. Okay? Let's have a look at what our Page of Swords, how are we going to clarify our Page of Swords now? What is he telling us? What is our Page of Swords telling us? Okay. We'll get one more. Oh, we've got 2 more. So we've got 3 more. I'm going to put them all back, all face down. And we're going to go with okay. Okay. Not the best outcome. But, like I said, don't put too much in these outcomes. Because the good news is all of these are minor arcana cards. Alright? There's nothing in here that you can't change if you shift your vibration. Okay, so we've got the Page of Swords. To clarify him, we've got 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. What this means is, by the end of this, you're probably going to fire someone. If it's not a staff member, you might be looking at getting rid of a particular client, or getting rid of a organization that you're working with. You're going to fire someone. You're going to fire somebody right out the crap, because this Queen of Swords, to be honest, the Queen of Swords is worse than the King of Swords. You get cut out, this is the boss lady that will do it. Okay? If you are a female energy, no matter what your gender, if you are a female energy, this will be you. You will be cutting. And if it's not you, this is probably your partner. The feminine energy in your connection is cutting somebody else. Why? To protect the business from this sneaky mofo right here. Okay? So, going back to our 0 energy, this birdie up here, that's how he protects you, okay? Making a decision, I don't think the problem here is the decision that you make. You may have already made this decision, which is why we're getting all of these particular messages and energies. But I also believe that you are protected. That little bird there, I've never even noticed he was there, I'll be honest. He just popped out to me this particular reading. And I just can see him swooping in and just grabbing this Fool before he hits the ground. But the Fool is also a card that's telling you, make that jump. So something amazing comes out of it. And so there is a bit of turbulence happening here. But the good news about it is you are so protected that you don't have to worry. You will know what's going on. You will be able to cut this person out, or this, whatever it is that isn't good for you, before it becomes anything major. The majors that happen here are all really quite good. Despite having that death next to the tower, that is probably a good thing, because what it means is when that tower happens, the transition happens. It's very quick, and you're not hanging about in sort of self-pity or anything like that. It will work out to your benefit, but you may have to get rid of somebody. Okay, so that's all I got for you. And if you haven't seen the 000 video on what that frequency means, go over there and head over there and check that out. For now, I'm going to say bye.